Hello, everybody. Welcome to the stream. How are we all doing? Sorry, the music widget is barfing a little bit right now, so I'll have to figure out what's gone wrong with that. But all things barf eventually, don't they? Hi, gang. Heads up, very sleepy today. So we had a terrible night. But that's okay. But that's all right. Sometimes you just have a bad night and you gotta just move on with life, I guess. Welcome to Sunday Afternoon DOOGER. All things must barf. Exactly. My kid just had a rough go of it last night, bleeding into this morning, and is now totally fine. Kids are so weird that way. She woke up this morning, went downstairs by herself, was just kind of curled up on the couch with Peach. I got up and I was like, everything okay? And she was like, I think I'm going to barf. I was like, oh, shit. Okay. Well, that explains why last night sucked so bad. She took a nap on the couch, woke up and was like, I'm starving. And since then has been totally fine. Is absolutely fine. So, yeah, I took AoE damage from the whole thing. Sam came in and was like, what the fuck was going on last night, gang? Nothing, Sam. Go hunt monsters or whatever you do with your time now. But yeah, we're all good. We even got some homework done, which is crazy. Was not expecting that out of today at all. Her teachers have like done a complete 180 on homework. It's been awesome. They used to do a thing, and this sounds great, but basically it was like all homework is optional, but there will be new things every single week, like a couple of new things to check on every week, but it's optional. You don't have to do it. But here's like an explicit thing to do that's optional. And you'd think like, hey, that's great that it's all optional, but they still talk to you about it in like parent-teacher conferences. They still have a moment to be like, oh, we noticed that you never submit any homework. I thought that it was optional. So anyways, they decided on a totally different approach that I think works way better, which is that at the beginning of every half term, they bring home what's called a homework grid. I don't know if anybody else who has a little kid in their life has seen one of these before, but it's tight. It's basically, here's stuff that we are going to be covering, or like things that are adjacent to what we're going to be doing this half term. Here's like the general like theme, and here's like 10 to 15 different ideas for things to do. Choose 4 of them. You can do more if you want, but choose a few projects on here that suit your learning style. Do them in a way that makes the most sense to you, and then submit it. It's great. It's so great, because then your kid can sit down and be like, I would love to do that. Like, Clark immediately was like, all right, I definitely want to do the set up a fake shop and then do math with the money, because then she got to pretend to be a shopkeeper. She got to grab stuff from all over the house and set them up as a shop, and decide how much everything was. And then the homework part of it was me coming to her and being like, ooh, I'd love to buy this. How much is it? And then going, well, I only have 10. So how much change do I get? Right? That was the homework part. But that was immediately the first thing she wanted to do. It was like, oh yes, I get to pretend to be a shopkeeper. I love that. Right? But there's like so many different projects on there. And I was like, this is great, because no more of this, like, it's optional, but is it? Instead, it's not optional, but you can choose what works for your kid, or to the kid, choose what works best for how you like to learn things, right? It's great. It's so great. So she went through, she crossed off the things that she was like, fuck that, I don't want to do that. And then circled everything that she was excited about. Great. It's not optional, but now you've got options. Exactly. Love that. Did it happen due to feedback? I honestly think, yeah. I think a lot of us were going in there and either having not done any of it, because if I'm going to be totally real with you, and maybe this makes me sound like a terrible parent, but like, I fucking hate that app so much. The app that they make us use, I hate it. I hate it with my whole ass. So I will look at it as rarely as I possibly can. I just hate it. It sucks. So when they were like, you don't have to do it, I was like, fantastic. Then I'm going to pretend this app is not even on my phone because I hate it so much. Yeah. So I think I went in there and I was like, honestly, we get way more done when we're explicitly told to do something or when there's like a worksheet or something in her bag. And I appreciate the move toward more digital stuff so that we're not wasting a bunch of paper. But if there's something you really need us to get done, it's going to get done if it comes home on a piece of paper. if we're being totally real, like the second that she comes home with a worksheet, she's excited to do the worksheet and bring it back to school. But if it's like, I have to check the app and then we're like, okay, we have to, you know, use the finicky bullshit to like circle which ones are the correct pattern and stuff. We're both annoyed, right? Like both Clark and I are like, how the fuck does this work? This sucks. I hate this. Submit, you know? So, yeah, it is what it is. Anything that can make it more about the learning process. If I walk away, it doesn't really matter for me, right? But if Clark walks away from her homework annoyed, I feel like it didn't do the job, right? You want her to learn a thing, right? You want it to support what she's learning in class. I don't think it did that. I think she figured out the quickest way to just get it done because she hates the app as much as I do. Anywho, huge improvement, I think. Even just acknowledging not all of the kids are gonna learn this stuff in the same way is helpful, right? I would have loved that as a kid, to be given options of like, you could read a book and write a little thing about the book, or you could make a thing. I would have chosen to make a thing every single time. But one of Clark's best friends gets super stressed out by like, build a thing at home and then do XYZ with it, right? She would much rather just read. Like every kid is going to feel differently about the homework that's assigned. So when they're really young, being given a bunch of options and have them say, just do whatever works for you, I think is so nice. Doing math on the computer fucking sucks. How was the last week? Last week was all right. I had to take Sherlock in for like kind of an emergency vet visit, and that was stressful. And I was really, really nervous. I thought we were gonna get really bad news, but instead the news was more just like, okay, clearly we need to give him different medication. So he's on different medication now. It's hard to tell if it's doing much for him. One of the things he's supposed to be on is a probiotic, and he hates it. He's not a fan. He does not like it. They were like, it tastes great, so just put it on your cat's food. He'll lap it up. He avoids that shit as much as possible. And on the bottle, it's like, you can just inject it down their throat, but this is like molasses. This is slow moving. Like this isn't like Peach's pain meds for her leg is literally like, not this shit. This is like it's like so thick. I was like, how am I supposed to shoot this down my cat's throat? He'll take his pill just fine. I just go, just pop it in there and he swallows it. That's not a big deal. The steroid, easy. the molasses texture probiotic, not helping. Yeah, well, I tried really mixing it into his food, and then he just like doesn't eat a bunch of the food, and I'm like, it's clearly the food that smells or tastes like the probiotic. So I don't really know what to do. The only other thing I could think of was to mix the probiotic with like water or something, like shake it until it mixes in with the water, and then that's all I can think to do. What's the situation with Sherlock? Hi, Pumpkinberry. I've considered doing a probiotic for my kitty. He's 19. I think it would help. Sherlock, yeah. So Sherlock has a tumor up against his kidney, and so he's on a steroid to help. But he's now hit the point where he eats food and it basically immediately comes out of him. So the smell is atrocious, but also he's clearly not feeling well. And his poop was starting to be like bright yellow and bright orange, which is like kidney and liver problem sort of colors, according to Google. So I panicked and called my vet, and they were like, yeah, bring in a sample of what you're seeing, and we'll check him out, right? And this lovely vet, she could like feel his little tumor, and every time she touched it, we could smell poop. And we were like, ooh. She was like, I'm just gonna not touch that anymore, because I really don't want to cause a bad situation here. But yeah, so we adjusted his steroid, and put him on a probiotic, and they said to put him on the new steroid for a couple of days and then to start giving him the probiotic, because otherwise potentially the probiotic is literally going in and then immediately out, right? But their assumption is that the steroid he was on was not doing anything to the tumor, which it's not gonna fix the tumor. It's like a bandage, right? But it would hopefully decrease the pressure of the tumor on the kidneys, and thus he would have more of an ability to digest the food. So they were like, put him on a different steroid. Hopefully it'll help with the tumor situation and he can process food a bit better. And then put him on the probiotic, and that'll hopefully help his gut. So that both of those things together will marry and he'll have normal poops. Maybe even just slightly normal poops. He's still not having great poops. It's hard to tell, but the other thing that I did was put another litter box in the house, just so that he can easily get to one, because we were having poop accidents around the house, and it was clear that he would suddenly be like, oop, oop, I gotta poop now, you know? So we haven't had any accidents since then, so that was clearly a good call. The things we do for our cats, I know. Yeah, oh my gosh, your cat is 19. That's old. Yeah, Sherlock is 16-ish. Yeah, the older they get, I guess these sorts of things are gonna happen regardless, right? They're gonna experience more like incontinence problems and stuff like that. So yeah, that was the big thing at the start of the week, to answer your question. That was the big thing at the start of the week, was Sherlock. Peach is, we're going to the specialist with Peach tomorrow. So they're going to give us like a clear answer on if she needs surgery or not. If she does, that'll be a few months of recovery. So we're just kind of, this might sound irresponsible, but we're just kind of like, just play, baby. Just go play as much as you want. Like, just, She's not limping around anymore. But she runs really differently from all the other dogs. Sam was the one who noticed that. He was like, she gallops like a horse. He's like, I don't think she's supposed to do that. I think it's to ease the pressure on that leg. So, but we were like, she's a puppy and she's going to be miserable if she has to have this procedure. So we're just kind of letting her go out and play a bit every day, even though she's probably supposed to be taking it easier than that, but she seems very happy. So anyways, but we are going to ask if she's going to be in recovery for a long time anyway, we are going to ask if she can get spayed at the same time and just do it all at once. Just get it all done. But yeah, by the time she's done with recovery, Ada, the other puppy, is going to be the size of a house. So they're besties, dude. They're currently like best friends. They want to play together constantly. So we have to, watch that. But Ada is a Great Dane Mastiff mix. So she's going to be gigantic. She's only 3 months old and she's already as big as Peaches. So we're just kind of like, okay. All right. Yeah. Big dog, huh? I know. Yeah. I'm so late. Don't worry. All we've really done is talk about poop. So. Yeah, she's so gangly. Her legs are so long. I used to wrap my cat's pills in cheese. I tried to do that with Peach, with her like anti-inflammatory pill. I'm giving so much medication to so many animals right now. But she's one of those dogs where she'll just eat the cheese and spit out the pill. Annoying. Ada belongs to my sister-in-law, who is one of the people that lives on our farm. And she kept being like, no, but she doesn't really look like a Great Dane. She more looks like a Mastiff. So I think she's just going to be like a hench dog, but I don't think she's going to be very tall. Girl, all of us looked at this dog and went like, that's a Great Dane. What do you mean? What do you mean? Look at those dogs' legs. They are so long. What the fuck? Yeah. So she's going to be tall and buff. Good for her. Things I'll never experience. Good for her. I'm happy for her. Yeah. But yeah. We've got oh man, I don't know if I talked about this last Sunday. We've had a turnaround on World Book Day. So originally Clark wanted to be Thorin Oakenshield for World Book Day, and I was like, all right, it's time. We have to like start working on this costume, right? So I was like, all right, we're doing Thorin Oakenshield for World Book Day, right? We got to lock it in. Once we've locked it in, the plans cannot change. And she was like, actually, no, I don't want to do that anymore. And I said, okay, what are we doing? She goes, I really want to be like girly Snufkin. And I was like, homie, I'm so prepared for that costume. If you're sure, are you sure you want to do that? She was like, yeah, I think so. I was like, I have a Snufkin hat in my office right now. Do you want to put it on, look in the mirror, and decide in that moment, like, yeah, I want to do this? She was like, yes, definitely. So she put the hat on, is obsessed with it, has worn it every day. It's like, yes, this is who I am now. Yeah. So we're doing Snufkin, which is a much easier costume. But it was interesting trying to figure out, like, okay, you want to be girly Snufkin. What does that mean to you? Right? Like, do you want to be, are you Clark the girl in Snufkin's exact clothes? Is it a more effeminate version of Snufkin's clothes? And she was like, well, I still want it to have the right vibe. I was like, absolutely. I agree. It should look like something Snufkin would wear still. She was like, yes. I was like, okay, we're on the same page. So we started looking at a bunch of pictures and stuff. And it looks like we're just gonna find the right fabric and basically deconstruct one of the dresses she already has and make her a Snufkin dress. And then she has everything else. Everything else is like green trousers, brown boots, a yellow scarf, which we can make. We have the right yarn for it. And then the hat. So the only thing we have to make is the dress. Easy. Snufkin is a Moomin's character. Snufkin is the best Moomin character. Hold on. I'll show you a picture. Oh, to make it even better, she's been playing the Snufkin game. And she loves it. Hold on, this is a good picture. This is good. This guy. It's this dude. Easy costume, dude. A king, absolutely. Yeah, and then she had just finished playing a short hike, which is a very like chill game where you talk to a bunch of people and get quests, and it's fantastic. It's a really good game for this age range. If you have like a 6-year-old in your life who wants to like play a very low stakes adventure game, adventure sort of game, Short Hike is great, and it's normally pretty cheap. Anyways, so she played Short Hike and was like, I want to play another thing like that. And I was like, you know what? You just decided that you want to be Snufkin for World Book Day. You should play the Snufkin game. It's so good. It's a bit higher stakes than Short Hike, because it introduces like, there's stealth mechanic areas, and there's like a chase scene sort of a thing. But generally, it's just talk to Moomin characters and get quests and try to find Moomin Troll. That's like the whole thing, right? She loves it. She's done really well with the stealth mechanics. I thought I was gonna have to do all of those for her, but she's got it. She's locked in. I was saying to chat, I think it's really helpful if you have a little kid that's sort of learning how to play different types of games. I think a lot of times when they go, you play it, you do it, it's because they don't know what the consequence is going to be. So the first police section, Snufkin hates the police. For those of you who don't know the character, I feel like I should establish this. Snufkin hates the police. There's a whole section that is in like multiple Moomin media where there's basically like a situation where they try to put rules up in the forest, and Snufkin's like, fuck that, it's nature, you can't put rules on nature, right? And so he actively combats everything that they try to do, which is great. So that's a huge part of this game is you will stumble upon areas where they're trying to like put up fences and like signs and rules and shit. And he's like, absolutely not. And he just tears the whole thing down. So those are the stealth areas because there's all these like, there's all these like really dumb police officers all over the place, like walking around. And as long as you take all the signs down, they're like, wait, I thought there were signs here. I guess we'll leave. It's like, it's so dumb, but it's, you know, it makes it really simple. So the first time that there were police officers walking around that could catch you, she was like, I don't want to do this. And I said, okay. So I got caught on purpose. And I was trying to make it funny. I was like, I'm just going to keep running. And they were like, wait, stop. And I was like, ah, you know, running. And eventually they catch you. But literally they catch you and go, get out of here, you naughty weirdo. And then they just stick you right back where you were. Sometimes they don't even stick you back at the beginning. They just like plop you in a bush like halfway through the area. And she was like, oh, that's all that happens? I was like, yeah, they don't do anything to you. they just go, get out of here, you goofball. And even, heads up, there's a Groke area. Even the Groke situation, which I think is arguably the most like tense part of the whole game. If she catches you, you just freeze into an ice cube. And then you sit there in the ice cube until you press A, and then it just starts you over. And you try not to be an ice cube again, right? So I think it's really nice to have games where it's like there's a tense situation, but the what happens if you're caught or if you fail is like not a big deal, not really, you know, because then the kid who's playing will feel more like I can make mistakes and it's not a, you know, I can learn through doing and it'll be fine. So she does all of the police sections herself. Somebody was asking if she can read the dialogue. Yeah, she's reading a ton now, so she can read all the dialogue. She tries to do the voices. We've watched the Moomin Valley show, and in that, Snufkin is voiced by a Finnish voice actor. So Snufkin has like a Finnish accent. And she keeps trying to do it. And she's like, it doesn't sound right. So hilariously, you would think at her age, maybe she would be running into issues with the dialogue where she doesn't know a word. That hasn't happened yet. The big issue here is she keeps desperately trying to do a Finnish accent when Snufkin is talking. She's like, it just doesn't sound right. I'm like, oh, honey. It's like, should I show her the 90s Moomin show where he's just like, come on guys, let's go do crime, right? Like, it's fine, he can be American, it's whatever. No, it's gotta be Finnish. Yeah, it's good. Her hair looks fucking sick, dude. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you. Yeah, it always feels nice to chop a bunch of my hair off, to be honest. It's nice. Does it have the Hattie Fatteners in it? It does. The game? Yeah. You go to the Hattie Fattener Island in the game because the whole game you're trying to find Moomin Troll. Snufkin as a character, he leaves in autumn and he comes back in spring. And so in the game, the start of the game is that you are Snufkin coming back because it's springtime. And you're like, I'm so excited to see Moomin Troll. Snufkin and Moomin Troll are best friends. He's like, I'm so excited to see Moomin Troll. I'm so excited to be in the valley again. This is going to be great. But something's like very wrong in the valley. And Moomin Troll's missing. So it's basically the Snufkin pushing everybody out of the way, being like, I gotta find Moomin Troll! Get out of my way! And at a certain point, he believes that Moomin Troll has gone to the Hattie Fattener Island, so he goes there. Yeah. Which reminded me that I really wanted to make a bunch of little clay Hattie Fatteners and hide them in a specific spot of my house. And I was like, oh, Clark, we gotta make some Hattie Fatteners. She was like, yeah. Where's my boy? I'm trying to remember. We literally just read Finn Family Moomin Troll. And it has like the whole Hattie Fattener section in it. Yeah, Hattie Fatteners are weird. They're like a weird little creature in the Moomin universe because they can't hear or speak. They just are. And they always like to keep moving. So they have boats. They build boats somehow, despite being like weird little white worms with fingers. They build boats and they like travel all over the place on boats. But there is an island near Moomin Valley that they come back to frequently. And they don't do anything to you, really. I think it was described as when you touch them, it feels like you've touched a stinging nettle. So they just kind of like make you itchy. They like give you like a weird sting. But if there's a storm, they conduct electricity for whatever reason. And so they can actually shock you if there's a storm. The implication being that there is some sort of like, that they sort of interact or speak through like currents, which clearly the Moomins don't know how to do. So they can't be part of that conversation, right? They're not part of it. Moomin creatures are exceptionally weird. I love them. The Hattie Fatteners will always make me laugh because so in the very first book, which I've read so many times now because for a long time it was the only Moomin book we had. In The Moomins in the Great Flood, Moomin Mama and Moomin Troll are looking for Moomin Papa, who just fucked off with the Hattie Fatteners. So he's gone. And they're like, we've got to find Moomin Papa. They have no idea where he is. They just know that he ran off with the Hattie Fatteners. This is really funny because as the books go on, it's really established what a ham Moomin Papa is. He'll fucking talk to anybody. So why did he hop on a boat with a bunch of little gremlins that can't even hear him? They can't hear him. It's not that they can't understand him. They literally can't hear him talk. They can't speak back. They can't hear him talk. They have no interest in interacting in that way. So it's just funny to me, the idea of him like waxing poetic, but no one caring to listen to it or being able to listen to it. Is Little Mai in the game? Oh yeah, big time. Little Mai is in the, yes, 100%. But they also don't stop him. I guess that's true. He's like, you know what I like about all of you? You're great listeners. He will legit have a conversation with a brick wall. 100%. He's also in the Moomin Valley show, the newer show. He's voiced by Matt Berry, which is canonical for me. I can't hear him as anything else. We listened to a Moomin audiobook because Clark asked if there were Moomin audiobooks, and I was like, there might be. So we found one. There aren't English, from what we could tell, there aren't English audiobooks of like the actual Moomin novels, which I think is interesting. But we found like a couple of little like short story things. And that was the one that like upset me the most, was Moomin Papa not sounding like Matt Berry. I was like, it's just what he sounds like now. That's who he is Matt Berry. Moomin Papa doesn't need someone to talk to. He wants someone to talk at. Real. Yeah, that's what it is. Absolutely. Just sent you a link in the stream chat and Discord for empty gelatin capsules I used for my cat to take his probiotics. Oh my gosh, thank you. I will absolutely check that out. Yeah, I wish, look, Moomin Valley's got a fan base for sure. I wish that it was big enough that people would take sound bites from what we do in the shadows and overlay them with clips from Moomin Valley. It would be niche, but I would love it. If you ever want to learn Swedish, all the Moomin books are free online, read by Tove Jansson in Swedish. Oh my gosh. That would be tight. Honestly, I feel like my kid would listen to it. She just likes to hear someone speaking, I think, while she's trying to fall asleep. Because I've read to her every night for her whole life. So sometimes when she has to fall asleep, but I can't read for whatever reason, or Sam can't read, she'll ask for an audiobook or like a storytelling podcast or something. And I think it's just like the sound of someone speaking is nice, you know? There was a dev in here earlier thanking you for playing the Horror at Hyrook demo. Oh, I missed it. Absolutely. I loved that game. If you're still here, thank you for swinging by. It was a great game. That was me. Thank you so much. Yeah, that game is super fun. I talked about it on Geekenders as well, but we really liked it. Points at Dev. You! Thank you. Next Fest has been a delight. Yeah, I agree. I think it was nice to have a Geekenders where we literally just talked about demos that people can play. Hi, Moeka! Moeka, I was just looking at your past broadcasts. I was creeping on you like a few minutes ago. Oh God, I'm so sorry. I loved the haunted house roguelite. Me too. The Geekenders was also funny because Jesse continues to like gatekeep what counts as a horror game. Feels feels like half the time when I'm like, I played this horror game, he'll be like, oh, so it's not real horror then. I'm like, all right, scary game squad, man. I get it. Jesus. You didn't even mention the clock game, right? I didn't even mention the most horrific game I played, the clock game, the idle clock game. The clock game was the true horror. I agree. My grandfather-in-law, my kid's great-grandfather, came over just to say hi. He swung it. It was such grandpa behavior. I loved it. He swung by, knocked on the door. I opened the door, and he goes, is Clark allowed to have gummies? I was like, yeah. And he just handed me a giant bag of, like, various Haribo gummies. And was like, here you go. Have a good day. And left. And I was like, okay. And my kid was like, yes. It was like, just swinging by to say, hey, have a good one. Bye. Fantastic. Sure. And I'm, of course, wearing my fuck the world sweatshirt. So I was like, absolutely. No, you leave first. Have a great day. I'm going to wait till I'm sure you're not going to see the back of my sweatshirt. Thanks. Shoot, what's the name of that game? My brain immediately went Inglourious Bastards, which is not the name of that game. Disco Elysium. It's a Disco Elysium sweatshirt. And I only wear it on days when I know I'm not going to see anybody. And then they pulled an Uno reverse and came to see me instead. It's rude. No, this is Strippin's dad's dad. Remember, great-grandfather to my kid. Strippin's dad's dad is the one who came over. I don't give a shit if you guys know that my sweatshirt says fuck the world. I care if I forget that I'm wearing the fuck the world sweatshirt and go to the grocery store. One has consequences and one doesn't. Yeah, backs away, shuts door. Sure, I guess consequences can be good. Yeah, when it's really cold out, I can wear this and put the jean jacket over it. And then it's fine. But it had to fuck around and be sunny this weekend. Is he also massive? Like tall? Yeah, everyone in Sam's family is tall. The mythical English sun. I know. Immediately, all of us were like, oh my gosh, we can go hang our clothes outside. Oh my gosh, the sun's out. Sunny, but still too wet for car boot sales. We'll get there. We'll get there. We'll get to where I'm just wearing as little as possible in my office because it's just containing the heat. My parents have been sat on the patio all day as if it's not still freezing. My father-in-law is outside building a shed right now. So, yeah. The second the sun's out, a lot of English people are like, time to go outside and stay outside. Powerful dad behavior, 100%. Yeah, I mean, I've been doing the same thing. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go outside and hang out with the chickens. Clark was like, why? It's like, I don't know, the sun's out. Yesterday we had literally all of the cousins over. They split into teams and played soccer. The second the sun's out. When's the next time the sun's out? Right now, dude. Right now. No. English people love to pretend that they don't have summer and that it's just rainy all year long. I've lived here long enough to know what utter bullshit that is, and that we will have plenty of swelteringly hot time coming up fast. The spicy months. The spicy months, yeah. I reorganized Clark's room last night. I was like, let me pitch you a different way that this could be. Because I was like, you have no room. She wants to spend more time in her room. And I was like, you just have no room to do anything in here because of where stuff is placed right now. And I think if we adjusted where things are, you'd have more room to do stuff. So she let me scooch everything around. And now her room feels colder because there's more just like open space in the room. And I was like, well, I forgot about that, but that's okay. She was like, any of you who were watching when we moved into this house, this story will be funny for you. She goes, why am I in the smallest room? What do you mean? Shakes her. What do you mean? Why are you in the smallest room? Because you sobbed at the idea of going into any other room. Because we begged you to go into the bigger room so you would have more space. And you said no. You said absolutely not. You cried about it. She was like, I kind of want to be in the bigger room now. I was like, you think? Now that you're 2 years older and bigger and you're like, my room's really tiny, dude. Yeah. Yeah, I bet you'd want to be in the bigger room. She was like, so, well, can I still be in the bigger room? I was like, well, guess what? That room has turned into the catch-all. So, Yeah, I would love for you to still be in that room. However, it's currently filled with shit. So these are the consequences, I guess. We can, like, I would still love, I'm not saying no, but you can't, not anytime soon, dude. Oh, God. So, yeah, so sometimes that happens with kids. They forget stuff like that. Yeah. What happened yesterday during the great napping? Why did Sam complain? Why? What did Sam say? You snitches. What did Sam say? Since you brought it up. He didn't complain. He just found it funny. He said dealer's choice was starve. So I had messaged him being like, hey, I'm exhausted. I'm just going to order something. What would you like? Do you have any opinions? And he was like, nope, no opinions. And I was like, okay. And promptly passed the fuck out. He came in and woke me up at 11 p.m. and was like, hey, buddy, how you doing? I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. And in person, this is why I was curious what he said on stream, because to my face, he was like, I've been playing Monster Hunter for like 4 days straight. I understand why you're exhausted. You've been doing everything else. So he was like, it's fine. Just, you know, I was just curious what was going on with dinner, but it's whatever. I'll order something. I was like, okay. So if he had been like, my fucking wife said she was going to order me food and didn't. I just wanted the tea, that's all. Yeah. I'm also, any of you who have never had a period before, that's also exhausting. You lose a lot of blood, understandably, and so you are so tired all the time. So I've been doing everything with Clark and the animals and bleeding a bunch. So I could fall asleep at any second. I could fall asleep at any moment, really. It's not narcolepsy. My husband's just a Monster Hunter addict. Yeah. I was like, man, I'm actually so bummed, though, because I was gonna watch the rest of the anime that I need to for Anime Cult, and I was gonna play some Monster Hunter, and I didn't get to do either. But that's okay. I'll get my time. I will. Heck off, ads. Get out of here, ads. The next anime is My Love Story, which I adore, and I've watched all of it before, so I don't technically need to rewatch it, but it's good too, you know. I love it. Yeah. It's so good. And I normally don't enjoy romance anime. There are a lot of tropes in romance anime and manga that drive me up a wall. And for the most part, they're just not in this. And if they are, it's like in an understandable way and it doesn't overstay its welcome. So when we had watched a bunch of like gritty shit and the conversation came up of we should watch some slice of life and like cute stuff here. I was like, we should do My Love Story. We should do Ore Monogatari because it's so good. It's so good and it's so sweet. I hate romance anime tropes, but I watch them all anyway. Oh no. I just love to feel pissed off. I'll admit there is a style of anime that I am less likely to give a shot to. The like any anime where the art style is like super cutesy girls, I don't tend to watch because most of the time when I watch them I get bored. And not to say that there haven't been a few that I've watched and been like, that was great. That was not what I was expecting at all. But I make assumptions 100% based on the art style. And there have been a few recently where people have gone, this is literally the best anime this season. And I've gone to look at it. And because of the art style, I've gone, I'm not going to bother. And I know I missed out on something good. I know I did. But like, I just really, I don't know. I have like a lot of presumptions about certain like the anime that is going to sync up with an art style, you know? Freerin is not at all what I'm talking about, no. Not the art style, I mean. Apparently Apothecary Diaries is great. I haven't watched that one. Oh, Plugbear, I hope you find your cat. Oh no. Yeah, Sam and I have been watching the solo leveling anime. It's one of those anime that's like really fun to watch and also really fun to be a bitch about. Does that make sense? Sometimes you just need a show like that where you're like, I enjoy watching this, but I also like just complaining about it, you know? Like I really enjoy it, but I have plenty of thoughts also. Not even a hate watch. No, that's not what it is. Because if somebody was like, is solo leveling good? I'd be like, yeah. Yeah, it's good. Yeah, it's good. I just have thoughts. That's all. We watched the first couple episodes of Sakamoto Days as well. I'm still trying to figure out how I feel about that show. A lot of people really like Dragon Ball Daima. I didn't watch any of that. I think Sakamoto Days works better as a manga. I sort of felt that way about Spy X Family. I love the manga. The anime is really good too, but I think the manga's better. It's great. The manga's just better, I think. I think. I still watch all of it. There have been some scenes, I wish I could think of specifics, but there have been some scenes that I think were just better in the manga. And I don't know why. But our second day with Limes is Monday. So tomorrow, starting at the same time that we did on Friday. That was really fun. Yeah. Limes is such a troll, dude. I was telling Sam about there was a point when we were playing where she was like, "Did you know that if you walk up to the baby birds, you'll pet them?" And I was like, "Really? That's so cute." So I walked up to the birds and nothing happened. And I was like, "Oh, I'm not doing anything. Nothing's happening." And she was like, "All right, I gotta be real with you. When you walk up to them, you kick them. I was trying to make you kick the birds." I was like, "What the fuck?" Like, what do you mean? We have an ad that's going to force itself in 3 minutes, just so you know. We've pushed it back as far as we can, so hold the line. You kicked one accidentally without knowing? I never saw myself kick one. But maybe I was too distracted by the fact that I didn't pet one. $2.15. All right, cool. I don't know why. I saw the ad break and I was like, have we been going that long? But it must have only banked us an hour. It is a cool mug, isn't it? I keep thinking that I should put it away until Halloween. Here's the situation I'm at with my mugs, okay? So I'm putting little hooks under the area where the mugs go. I'm putting little hooks, okay? With the intention of choosing a couple of mugs that suit the season and just having them always hooked on the outside and the rest of them sort of stored away, right? But I'm worried because I know myself. I'm worried that this is going to give me an excuse to get more mugs. So then it turned into maybe the mugs that are super seasonal should get put away until their season arrives, you know? And so the ones that are up there are just normal ass mugs. And then cute seasonal ones on the outside. When I moved here with 12 mugs. 2 of them broke on the way over. So I had 10 usable mugs when I got here. Keep in mind, I had over 100 mugs before we decided to move. I culled my mugs quite a bit. Okay. Got here, and then I don't know. How long have I been here? 5 years? For 5 years now, people will show up and be like, how many mugs do you have now, Dodger? I don't know. But it's a lot, okay? It's a lot, all right? Not anywhere near how many I had before, but a lot more than 10, dude, okay? So part of combating pack rat behavior, which I have an issue with, is identifying when you are subconsciously making choices that are going to allow you to pack more rats. Am I making a choice here that could allow me to pack more rats, potentially? I think putting away the seasonal mugs is the call. But then I will trick myself into feeling like I don't have that many mugs, actually. I don't have that many mugs, actually. Look. Meanwhile, there's a box in the attic somewhere that says Halloween mugs and a separate box that says Christmas mugs. Overcast Gray, I love them. Clearly. I'm saying personally, am I going to trick myself? That's all. It's your pride and your shame. It's only your shame if you hide them, right? So, should they go in the attic or not? Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. Sam is being Sam and being like, maybe our stuff isn't the issue. Maybe it's the kitchen that's the problem. I'm like, he was like, maybe if we had a more efficient kitchen, it wouldn't feel like we have too much stuff. And I'm like, I don't think that's the problem. I think we have too much stuff. I think we always have too much stuff. I think that's the problem. And he's like, but maybe with a different kitchen. Like, stop. Stop it. We're not remodeling the kitchen. We have to replace all the fucking windows first and the boiler and all that shit. Sam's onto something. No, he's not. No, he's not. We need to fix our heat leakage problems before we gut the kitchen. I want to get all that stuff fixed before next winter, if possible. So those are my priorities. Heating subathon. Yeah. Windows subathon. We do our best out here. We're just trying to make it work, dude. My aunt's old house was like that. Beautiful and unique, but it couldn't hold heat. I would be so curious to have one of those heat guns. But I also know you can stand, literally, you have the heat pumping in the house. You walk over to a window and you can feel the cold from the closed window, right? Like, it's not a secret to me what's going on with our house. Every window's like that. They're like these old single pane windows, and they're just not holding on to anything. I was sitting in our living room and it was windy. And I could just hear the, like, you know, the wind whistle? It was loud, dude. I was like, there's wind coming in from everywhere. Like, this isn't good. So, swap out the windows. It's gonna be insanely expensive, but I figure I might as well, like, have somebody come out and give me a quote so that I have an idea of how much it's gonna be. We'll see. Haunted? Nope, it's just the old windows. Mm-hmm. That's what I'm saying. I think if we're able to replace the windows, it's gonna suck. But if we're able to replace the windows during summer, you know, when the draft will be nice and not horrific. If we can swap out the windows and change our boiler over summer, I think going forward, we're going to save so much money because we are just leaking heat in this house. Windows tend to be quite quick, like putting windows in. I guess if you got pros doing it, right? Old British houses and no insulation. Yeah, name a better duo. Ugh. The installation process is quick, just expensive. Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. Well, we don't really know what's in the attic. And I kept being like, Sam, we should really check the attic. We should peek into the attic. And Sam kept being weird about it. And I was like, we can, I guess, like, I don't know what you're worried about, but we can like get somebody out here to look in the attic. If like, I don't know. I just think we should look in the attic. And he was like, why do you want to do that? Do you think that there's like asbestos up there or something? Like, why do you want to look in the attic so bad? I was like, what do you mean? And I think we like wound up in this weird situation where like both of us thought each other thought something was going on with the attic. It was very weird. And I was like, there could be a whole space up there that, number one, could be insulated to help with the house, but number two, could be storage. Like, we're not using it. What's up there? Like, what do you mean? I just want to know what's up there. It's our house. It's weird that we don't know what's in the attic, right? Like, what's in there? What did you put up there, Sam? You haven't been up there? No. Why do you not know? That's what I'm saying. Is there no ladder? No. There's 2 entrances to the attic that I've been able to find, both of which I cannot reach. And Sam says they're sealed. I don't know if I believe that, but I can't reach them to counter it. So either way, what's in there? Even if it's like rats, shouldn't we know that there's rats in the attic? That's, you know? Artifacts, yeah. Could be family heirlooms. A treasure map. So, all sorts of stuff up there. Sealed with sigils. Yeah. Sealed with salt and sigils, exactly. Yeah, what if, like, a past owner of the house hid all their gold up there, you know? A lone doll on a high chair with one eye missing. Bro, I'd never go up there again. I'd be like, you can have it. That's all yours, buddy. Yeah, either way, we should go up there. What's up there? We should go up there. What if it's huge? What if we could turn it into a thing? What's up there? I don't like it. Just get a step ladder. I love that you think I could reach the ceiling with a step ladder. That fills my heart with so much ego. Thank you for that. Get a big step ladder. Mm-hmm. We have ladders, guys. They're outside. We could bring a ladder into the house. We just haven't done it. All of these questions that are like, why haven't you done it? Why not bring in a ladder? Why haven't you looked in the attic? I don't fucking know, but we haven't. That's the point. Laziness? Sure. Choose an answer, and that's it. There you go. There's been other shit going on. I haven't been obsessed enough with the attic, clearly. Feels like maybe you should sometime. You're just repeating what I'm saying now. How did we do this? I said that first. You know what? Never mind. We have been in the attic. There's nothing up there. Let's move on. Someone has looked up there because we've done 2 inspections to this house before we moved in. I just didn't prioritize me specifically looking in the attic. Okay. Fantastic. What are we fighting over? Nothing. Nothing. We just talked in circles enough that chat's like, Dodger, you should go look in your attic. I don't know. I don't have the answers. If you don't want me to yell at you, then stop. I don't have answers for you. I've told you everything I know. You're annoying me now. We got here from Mugs, by the way. Somebody's gonna ask Sam about the attic now. Good. Piss him off instead. I get it. The mystery is enticing. I get it. I get it. I do need you guys to know, though, that in the future, I'm going to tell you there was a one-eyed doll up there. And I will tell you nothing else. Keep your secrets. I know. Well, I think that there's too much power in knowing that if I raise my voice at all, everyone with headphones on screams. I know that now. I've been doing this long enough to know that. No, I do want, if you want to talk about another, like, mystery, there is, like, a creepy tiny side room in my office that's just, like, the side, it just leads to the side of the building. I assume for, like, electrical stuff, but there's just this weird tiny door that you can open. So, I have looked in there. It's just the side of the house. So that's fun. Weird that this has happened twice. I was like, I wonder if I can do anything with this. I don't think so, though. I don't think there's anything fun I could do with that. It's just nice having a tiny door. No room for pillows. A person couldn't fit in there. It's not person sized. It's not person sized. Even for me. Yeah, I can't fit in there. A very small door. What's it for? Who knows? Who knows? But I intend on at some point making a weird puppet and putting it in there. Because eventually, there's so many kids in this family. One of them's gonna get really curious about my office, come up here, be like, tiny door, and open it. And I need the payoff of that to be awful. So.
That's why you never go into Auntie DOOGER's office.
That's what I want. The room that is, I call it a room. It's not really. There's like a little door that you can open to go under the stairs in our house, and that's where like all of the electrical stuff is, and like the, you know, fuse box and all that. That's where I want to put all of the tiny Hattie fatteners, because I think it would be funny. But I was also trying to consider how to make that weird. Like weirder. Can you make that weirder? So that if a kid opens that and goes, what's this? What is this? There is glow in the dark clay. It doesn't work super well though, unfortunately. And like other glow in the dark things, it has to absorb light in order to glow, right? So if it's in a perpetually dark room, they won't really glow. So my thoughts were more along the lines of, would there be a way to, because there isn't currently a light in that room at all. There's no light that you can turn on. But I was like, could we put a light in there and then make it so that the Hattie fatteners also light up when you turn on the light? I think that would be sick. Ooh, black light might be cool. That's true. It would not help that much with figuring out what the fuck you're doing in there, but LEDs on a contact switch on the door frame. Ooh. So when you open the door, they turn on. That would be super cool. You put a lot of thought into this. I think a lot about how to make my house more whimsical. I haven't done much of it because it feels like jumping the gun when so much of the house is undone already. Like things like there are walls that need to be patched and like rooms that are half wallpapered, half unpainted. Like, you know, there's like bigger fish. But I do think a lot about how to whimsy my house.
I was the last leader of Hyrule, a kingdom which no longer exists.
An office pulley system for a drink to the office. I have thought a lot about that as well, because I think if I had like a milk crate, like a big plastic milk crate that was on a pulley system, that would also really improve how often I was taking dishes out of here. A lot of times dishes sit in here not because I'm not bothering to take them out, but because I'm scared of the stairs. And things that add to the fear of falling down the stairs is holding stuff while you're going down the stairs. So I have to be in like the right headspace to carry stuff down the stairs, because otherwise my brain is like, you're gonna fall. if I had a pulley system with a box that I could just load up with stuff and then just drop it down to the ground, go downstairs, and then get all that stuff, I think that whole fear would go away. What do you mean scared? Like, you're gonna fall down the stairs. I fell down the stairs while I was pregnant. I've talked about that a couple of times. I fell down the stairs while I was pregnant, and it was like one of the scariest things ever for me. And ever since then, I am really scared of falling down the stairs. My kid's 6 now, but I still, every time I go down the stairs, if there's a thing to hold on to, I will hold on to it because I'm so nervous about falling down the stairs again. Yeah. And then I did fall down these stairs because they get slippery. After we moved here and I started working out of this office and it would rain a bunch, the stairs get super slippery and I fell. Fortunately, there were only a couple of stairs left, but I fell down the last few steps on this ladder. So I'm like ultra worried about falling down these stairs. And I think it's rational. I think it's a rational fear. I don't think that this is one of those like irrational, like it doesn't make any sense sort of like I have a reason to be scared of it, but it does mean that like sometimes stuff gets brought up here and just sits here because I'm too scared to carry it down. So that sucks. Anyways, all of this to say, yeah, I want a pulley system. I think that would help. I think that would fix it. That would fix me. A pulley system. A dumb waiter, so you could just write it down. I don't know that that's how that works. It works that way in movies. I don't know if that's how it works in real life. Yeah, I would love some way to easily get Peach up to my office. A way to easily get Peach up the stairs, just in general, would be great. Honestly, I think a dumbwaiter between my office and Sam's would be so sick. Maybe that's what we could use that little door for. No, that doesn't go to his office. I want a dumbwaiter between my office and Sam's office. That would be so sick. And then I could just send my dirty dishes to him. Here we go. Here we go. Mm-hmm. Yeah, there won't actually be a noise that happens. I'll just yell, "Ding!" It'll work really well. Yeah, he's direct. Well, where I'm working right now, because my office is long, but this specific spot I'm in right now is right above where Sam is. Yeah. I was just thinking about how long I've been watching you. You telling us your daughter's 6 is wild to me. I've been here mostly with VOD since before you lived with Sam. Crazy, but I still love you and enjoy the motherly love you've always had. Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Yeah, she's going to be 7 in April. Isn't that crazy? Yeah, time flies. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, dude. She reads novels now. She reads novels now and has like opinions on stuff, and it's crazy. Yeah. It's awesome though. It's so cool. My niece turns 18 this week. How the hell was 2007 18 years ago? It actually feels ancient. Man. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was talking with my sister, and it's like crazy that all of her kids, like my nephew and my two nieces, are all like my nephew's my age, so he's gonna be 40 around the same time I'm 40. And his sisters are both like late 20s. I'm like, what's going on? What's happening here? It's just time. It's just time. It's cool though. Yeah. I was saying, when I got my hair cut, I was saying to the lady that cuts my hair, I was like, yeah, I've got like all these little whites. They don't show up super well on camera, but like these lighter bits here are all like gray hairs. I was like, I love them. And I think it's the major reason why I keep not dyeing my hair is I'm like, but then they'll be covered up. I like them, and I like them a lot. Yeah, she's up to here on me. My kid. She's as tall as my shoulder. So I was like, she's like, how long do you think until I'm your height? I was like, bro, no idea, but soon, probably. It's probably not going to take you that long. That is what it is. She's currently like kind of bang average. The only reason that she feels small to us is because all of her cousins are gigantic. So we keep comparing her to like how tall her 4-year-old cousin is and being like, God, she's so small. But it's just that he's massive, you know, because Sam's family, the like tall person genetics in this family go so hard. And somehow I not only gave Clark this hair color instead of Sam's like black hair, but also she is not nearly as tall as the other cousins. So I don't know how I managed to overpower both of those things, but but she might, you know, growth spurts are weird. She might shoot up at some point. You just don't really know. Well, yeah, the same thing happened with, because my mom's hair is so dark. And my brother and I both wound up with pretty light colored hair, like a lighter brown hair. And she felt so hard done by. Like, where the hell did my hair color go? Yeah, you just never know. I remember us talking about it when I had my kid, because I think when a person who's on the shorter side and a person on the taller side have a kid, people love to speculate how tall their child is going to be. Gestures to chat. So, yeah, it was asked a bunch when we first had her, like how tall we thought she was going to be. And one of our like longtime viewers and friends, whatever, John, Dr. John, is an actual doctor and has worked in like the kids unit. And he was like, bro, it's all speculation. Like, you can look at a little kid and be like, might be tall, you know, but like, you really just don't know. Nobody knows. You can look at the parents and go, yeah, I'll probably be a tall kid. Or like the rate at which they have been growing while they're young, but like, you just don't know. She might hit puberty and just shoot up. Or she might always just be kind of like average height. Who knows? I grew 2 centimeters on testosterone because it thickens your cartilage. Oh, I didn't know the exact reason why that happens, but a couple of my other friends who went on testosterone grew, and they were so jazzed. One of my friends got there are like boots that you can buy that have kind of like they're meant to be platform boots, but they're made so that you can't tell it's a platform boot. And so he bought some of those and then grew because of the hormones, and was like, they make me too tall now. They make me too big now. So I don't wear them anymore. The inverse happens on estrogen. We shrink. It's a cartilage thing? That's so interesting. Yeah, the stuff that happens when you go on hormones is so interesting to me. I'm on estrogen and I went from 6'3" to 6'4". Oh, so it could work either way, I guess. Everybody's body is different, I guess, the way that it's going to react and change things. There's changes to ligaments and tendon tension, too. Tendon tension. Yeah. I felt like I had to say it again. Tendon tension. That would be a good tongue twister. It would be. Yeah, I don't know. Everybody in my family, well, my dad was like average height, but because his back has been like kind of slowly collapsing in his adult years, he's my height now. So it's easy to look at us as a family and be like, oh, they're all super short. But like my dad wasn't always this short. He just is now. I think my dad is shrunk. I'm taller than him now for the same reason. Hi, Octo. Yeah. I guess that happens, right? You grow, and then you start to shrink. Yeah, I guess my dad has always had scoliosis. It was just not when he was younger. They just didn't, it wasn't noticed or diagnosed. And then he fell off a roof. Because my dad just can't be normal. So he fell off a roof. And ever since then, those two things together have like created like a terrible back situation for his whole life. Every dad falls off a roof at some point. Is that it's part of the check boxes? Yeah. So a lot of it sucks. A lot of his issues now are back related. So internally, or like in terms of like his organs and everything, like he's so healthy for his age, but it just sucks to like walk around. It's hard to sleep. It's your back is, it like affects your comfort level so much. Yeah, I'm gonna tell Sam not to ever go on a roof. But I don't know, maybe, like, what if that takes away some of his dad magic? You know? He needs the dad lore. Yeah. He threw a hornet's nest in a pool. He gets a pass. Yeah. I don't know if that's a canon dad event. But sure. Maybe the canon event is does something stupidly reckless. In which case, the hornets count. Yeah. That was before he was a dad? I don't think so. I think she was a baby, wasn't she? I think she was born. Yeah. I'm pretty sure. Although the timestamp on that tweet would tell us. September 2018. Yep, she was a baby. She was born April 2018. Bye, Forecast Gray. Have a good walk. I thought that was before you two were dating. The Wasps? No. We had a whole ass human that we built together. Yeah, because we had invited a bunch of people over to have a barbecue, and a bunch of them had never met Clark yet. So it was like, let's have a bunch of friends over. We'll do a barbecue. Everybody can like chill out in the pool and meet Clark. And then there was a hornet's nest inside of the umbrella. And the rest of us were in the house Googling like ways to get rid of hornet's nest. And Sam was like, what if I just grab it with a towel and jump in the pool? And I went, don't do that, please. Please don't do that. And he was like, no, that should work fine. Because if I jump in the pool fast enough, they'll just drown. So he did. We all went in the house and shut the doors. Because we were like, well, none of us could stop him. So he grabbed a towel, reached up, grabbed the nest, jumped in the pool, and every last hornet drowned, and he wasn't stung once. So that's Sam's dad's story, I guess. Yeah, and then the rest of us went outside with the nets and got all the hornets out of the pool. Because it was the least we could do. Yeah, that's my husband. That's the sort of shit that Sam does. Mm-hmm. This was the one timeline where it worked. Look, we weren't gonna have a barbecue sitting directly under a hornet's nest. It wasn't gonna happen. Did you guys ever catch the chicken coop culprit? Like what was eating our chickens? No. No, and that big like drag spot is still there, and it still kind of haunts me. I was looking at it today going, what the fuck was that? I still have no idea. We're pretty sure the second one was a fox, but that first one I still don't know. Badger's way bigger than this. Than whatever dragged it. I don't know. One of them there was no evidence of. That's why it's weird. That's why it's very cryptid. One of them, it was there when we went to bed, and in the morning, there weren't feathers everywhere. Normally, if there's a struggle, there's feathers all over the place. There were no feathers anywhere. There was just a big, deep drag line that came out of the coop and went under the fence and vanished into the field. We never found a body. We didn't find like pieces of chicken because when the foxes have gotten chickens, we find evidence. There's a lot of evidence of what happened, and it's very sad and awful. But there you can tell what happened, right? Just one chicken, I will never know. I will never have answers. I have no idea. And the only thing we could think of, because this thing had to be able to get pretty flat. So the only thing we could think of is like a stoat or a weasel or something like that that can like kind of flatten its body a bit. Anywho. It wasn't Crumble, no. Crumble's locked away at night. Crumble's locked away at night, as he should be. The menace. Not to protect him from foxes, to protect the foxes from him. Etc., etc. All right. Let's wrap up. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. I appreciate it. Oh my goodness. Stretches. Let me read off the activity feed and then I'm gonna get going. We've got Sunforge tonight. If you want to watch all of us play D&D on Joe's channel, that's gonna be fun. Let me double check. Raid leaders open if any of you want to suggest somebody to raid. But Erwinga, thank you for the 52 months. Hall Like Hallway for the 59. Absolute Uppercut for the 16. John Souls for subscribing. Thank you so much. Welcome to the Cat Gang. I appreciate it. Zephyrus1, thank you for the 104. KH Fan for the 22. Dr. Jazzfist for the 88. Alex Ratman for the 95. T Pippi for the 4. Chris Wagger for the 126. Zingatorix for the 130. Crazy. Stellar Sorcerer for the 25. Pub Pup Damien, thank you for the 23. Almost 2 years. Holly Plays is a big anime fan and a good friend. Let me go see. Oops. I was like, why was I Googling Snufkin earlier? I remember now. All right. Go say hi, spread love and joy, be nice. I will see you guys tonight for Sunforged or tomorrow. We'll see if we can squeeze some last Next Fest stuff in. And we've got 2 different sponsored things happening tomorrow, so that should also be fun. One of which is more Monster Hunter with limes. Can't wait for that. Yeah, I think that's it. Take care of yourself, everybody. I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.